Hey YouTube, welcome to my channel, Organic Government Omnipresence Earth Alliance, or in short, OGOYA. It's gonna be my first video, and I'm actually thinking about changing the name of the channel or starting a new channel. But welcome to the channel. It's my first episode, and I just want to be creating this video just to share my opinions about what's going on. Here in the U.S. and with the news media and all that, and Alex Jones especially, because he seems to lose track of what's important here. Anyways, the reason why I wanted to start this channel is to help people make sense or come to the conclusions on their own. But I'll just share my opinions of what I'm seeing, or I'm just, everyone, we have these eyes, we and ears, and we're just absorbing information, and I'm absorbing just as well as everyone else, and, with some education background and interest in history, and also family ties to, suffering. Like my grandfather was in World War II, and he was injured really bad, and he fought on the side of the Soviet Union. He was a Red Soldier, and basically I want this channel to be about education of the mind, whatever subject y'all interested in. So if you want any subject you want me to cover, I'll try to cover it. And even if you want to do science, I have a degree in biology, and I have some science background, so I can talk about science too, and how it all plays out. For example, like evolution of the human being, evolution of our social behavior, and evolution of the politics of government. Because really what we want to do is be as efficient as possible with our resources, and so thus we can survive on this planet for a very long time and improve, because today we have a lot of suffering going on, unnecessarily so. For example, my biggest thing is pollution, so we'll talk about pollution a lot. I've had some really bad experiences with indoor pollution and air fresheners, but also with just general pollution from your cars to the paints we use and the chemicals and all that, and just being aware of what's going on, because we can't be blind to this. Because I feel like we're living in this age where we think that we're so evolved, that we're the most evolved there is, but I feel like we're fooling ourselves a lot by thinking that we live in the modern age. I think we live still in a very crude human existence due to the existence of a lot of pollution. And I think we fool ourselves to think that we live in the modern age. Because I believe a modern age or a future world should be absent of any negative impacts on our environment, including, social impact. So, for example, the nuclear waste facility in Washington, I don't remember the city off my head, where exactly in the state of Washington there's a leak going on, but there is basically a cover-up in one of the most beautiful places on earth. Washington State is an amazing place, and it should be preserved for millions of years. But now they have these guys who has been here for maybe 25 years. Can you imagine 25 years, and they're leaking nuclear waste into the ground, and which will go into a major river, which will affect Seattle, Washington. And though this was like the Native Americans, like super, they depend on that river because it got a lot of fish. So, and we're leaking, us, the great United States, the super duper cool country, and we're leaking, nuclear waste into one of the most beautiful and pristine places on earth. So, this is what my channel is going to be about. I want to talk about everything. And my dream is to be bigger than Alex Jones so that I can put him to his place. Because I used to be an Alex Jones fan. I used to be a very loyal fan of Alex Jones until I started being educated by seeing him pretend like nothing is going on. He's very good at pretending, Alex Jones. He's right a lot of the times. He's right, but there's a lot of times when I hear like some really good information, like one example of Alex Jones, some speaker he has like on phone or something, he tends to cut them off when the speaker is saying something really interesting. Okay, let me see if this is going to be better. Like InfoWars and InfoWarriors. Like, we're the InfoWarriors, and forget about InfoWars being an Alex Jones website. InfoWars is basically, he coined the term, I guess, but that's what's going on, I guess, or whatever. But really what's going on is the, manipulation of the human being. And the human being is all of us. We're infinite. 7 billion people on Earth. Well, how many people you think control the 7 billion? You can't even imagine 7 billion people. I went to high school with like 2,000 kids, and that was like major big high school over polluted. Like that, we had too many students. We were like 40% over the what was it designed for. We had 2,000 kids, and I mean that was huge. So like imagine 10,000. That's like 5 of my big ass high schools. Then 10,000, and we're talking about 7 billion human beings on this earth. It's a lot. And I hope this is better, by the way. I'm using the mic. Like 20 people control all these people. Like 20. The top of the pyramid is like 20 people. No more. Maybe even less, like 5 people. And of course, when I'm talking about control, it's really, it's more of a, they influence. It's control through influence, and influence comes in many forms. Like it could be through deceit. You could be pretending to be someone's friend, pretending to help them out, and then thus collude them to do as you please. For example, China and the Zionist neocons. Now remember, I'm gonna call the people who control this world as they are, because the history shows that these people are, their roots are in generations of unlimited money. These people have been for 1,000 years, generation to generation, having unlimited money, because they're very good at manipulating money, and I don't know how, somehow, but they have so much money that when you're born, and the next baby is born, and the next generation, they never had to work for the money that was already there. And I'm talking about money that brings back money, but they all have this very good business plan. The current business plan as it works is they make money on both sides, on the front end and the back end. So on the front end, they sell us a war, for example, and on the back end, they sell us the weapons for the war. So they have their investments in all these companies and contractors and lobbyists and senators, and I actually think one of the biggest things we could do in our country right now, and my teacher pointed out in high school, that the best way to get rid of lobbyists is to start paying our senators a very high salary. At that time she promoted $2 million a year. I think $2 million wouldn't be enough. I think we need like $5 million or $10 million salary for senators. We have to be paying them more than they will make from lobbyists, and we have to lobby our senators, so to speak. Right? We have to be realistic with what's going on. What the free market has brought. The free market has brought us lobbyists that are getting paid by the Rothschild Zionists, the bankers, who will I want to refer to them as Zionist neocons. I don't know why neocons, but we have to figure that one out. Or we can just refer to them as Zionist elite. How about that? Zionist elite. So the Zionist elite, the one that, colluded and screwed up the whole world. I'm talking about, for example, the Spanish-American War. I studied that, and turns out that was a false flag that started that war. The Spaniards didn't want to fight America, but America invaded, and at the end, it was basically I think it was Chase, the guy at the Chase, J.P. Morgan Chase, some other guy like a Rothschild. They wanted to get to the sugar plantations over there was it in Cuba or the Dominican Republic? Well, one of those Caribbean countries, which were controlled by the Spanish at the time in 1895, and the U.S. didn't have control. They had a lot of sugar plantations, and at that time, sugar plantations were considered like white gold. I mean, it was very, very, very profitable to control that, and the Spanish controlled that. And then after the Americans invaded, which they got a loan to invade the Caribbean islands from the Zionists, and the Zionist elite gave a loan to the United States. But first they planned a false flag. It was like a U.S. Navy ship that got exploded in the harbor of the Caribbean island. But first they did the false flag, then they sold it to the American public, and America invaded. So then they loaned the money to invade. So the money for gas, food, all that for the army. There's a bunch of people there. Then after the United States was done, with an easy fight, like I'm talking about no comparison. The Spanish at the time had excuse me. The Spanish at the time had wooden ships, like the ones from back in the day, pirates, when the pirates were around. And the Americans had iron ships, so we were untouchable almost. The Spanish couldn't do nothing against us, and we basically cleared them out in a week or something. I mean, I think the war lasted a year or less, like 9 months. And so then they as soon as the United States won, J.P. Morgan Chase and Rothschild take over all the sugar plantations in the Caribbean islands. All of them. 100%. So I mean, dude, that was in 1895. Today's, 120 years later, 2017. What's the latest news? That Trump wants to go to Afghanistan, right? And that means more money. I'm telling you, Afghanistan is one of the most hardest places logistically to reach on this planet. Except for maybe some African nation also. But Afghanistan is far away from anything. There is no good railroads that lead to it. There is a... Oh, no. There is a railroad. There's like one railroad. And it comes from the country called Uzbekistan, which happens to be the country where I'm from. I'm from Uzbekistan. I immigrated to U.S. because we had a bunch of problems in Uzbekistan, and but yeah, I guess that's what happened. But Uzbekistan has a bunch of violations with the human rights or whatever. But the United States pays them to lease their military bases and to lease the railroads to go to Afghanistan with their equipment. So the logistics of going to Afghanistan is huge. Now, if, for example, he sends more troops and more equipment, okay, fine. We spend another, whatever, let's say $500 billion. Obviously, that money, imagine 500 billion. 1 billion is 1,000 million, right? 1,000 million and 1 billion. And we're going to do 500 billion. And that means that money could be invested into science grants, scientific research, also technological research, jobs, infrastructure, tax breaks, all that. Oh, of course, we're probably getting loaned the money. And the money that they print, which is the final kicker, is they print the money and they loan it to America. So we're getting triple rear-ended there. Anyways, guys, let's keep it short. Today we kind of went over the Spanish-American War and an introduction to my channel. But basically, what I would like to do one day is to go to Seattle, Washington, and I'm not I'm not a blind right supporter, and I'm not a blind left supporter, but I actually support the left. I'm originally left-leaning, but the Hillary Clinton and all the Democrats are so corrupt that obviously Trump was the clear choice for any sane human being. The point is that the left, I'm on the side of the left, except for maybe some things, but because I was a loyal Alex Jones fan until recently, until I see him pretending to be dumb. He pretends to be stupid. And he is not that smart. He's okay. Alex Jones is okay. He's a good average. But he pretends to be dumb. That's what I hate. I hate when people pretend to be stupid. That irritates me the worst. Because they pretend like they don't know what's going on. And when I see that in Alex Jones, he makes these facial expressions like he's confused, regarding this action to go into Afghanistan. But when Steve Kusovniak said that it's bullshit, and Alex Jones, oh, Steve, please don't curse, when he himself curses on air all the time, that was he was so, that's when I was like, if I was on the fence 99% whether he's a shill or not, I was sold. Alex Jones, I'm sorry, bud, if you hear me, you were cool, but I don't know what happened to you, man. I don't know, maybe you never had it in you, or because you seem like a good guy. You seem like you're a manly person. You care about your kids, but I feels like you don't want to help the world anymore. It feels like either you were sold out from the beginning. I know your wife was Jewish. And by the way, we're gonna go into the whole Jewish Zionist thing, because they're not gonna. Zionism has hijacked Judaism for their own benefit. And Judaism, the religion itself, and all the people that are Jewish, they're peer pressured into supporting Israel. And Israel, in itself, an illegal occupation of a land that should have never happened. It's the root of all problems in the Middle East. And so we're gonna get to that. Don't forget to subscribe. Okay, subscribe to this channel. We're gonna have a lot of fun. Let me know if you like the name. Okay, and if I should, I don't know. I'm gonna try this out. Let me know if you like the name or whatever. Let me know. Peace. Subscribe. Okay, guys.